Hello everyone and welcome to Blush and Muse Makeup Studio. I'm Azia and today I have created this soft pink daytime makeup look. I personally like this look. It's because it brings out your natural beauty. Now this look is apt for any casual outing, brunch with your friends or even a relaxed day at work. This look is subtle, but even with the slight pink on the eyelids and on the lips, it just brings out your natural beauty. So I'm sure you will enjoy this video. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So let's begin. So to begin with this soft daytime look, I'm going to first begin with prepping my face for the makeup. So I have already gone ahead and I have wiped my face with a cleanser and also washed my face with a face wash. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply toner. I'm using the toner that's by Khadi Essentials, the mint and cucumber one. I'm just going to prep the skin and then I'm going to use a moisturizer. So I'm using a moisturizer that's from Cetaphil and this is good for dry, normal and sensitive skin. So this time I'm going to start with the base and then I'm going to go ahead and do the eye makeup. So I have generously applied the moisturizer onto the face and then I'm going to go ahead and use a primer. The primer that I'm using is a primer by Insight. So I'm going to go ahead and just apply it everywhere on the face. And just make sure I rub it in properly so the skin is smooth and protected for the application of the makeup. There we go. Now, once we are done with the primer, I'm going to start with correcting the face. As you see, I have got dark circles under my eyes. So we need to go ahead and correct and conceal that before we start the application of the foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and take a brush and I'm going to go ahead and apply the corrector. So for my problem area, that's the blemishes that I have, I will be using the orange corrector and I'm just going to dab away. Nicely blend the corrector. And now using the same brush, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a concealer that's close to my skin color. Now I'm using the Chaparral palette for correcting and concealing. So I'm just going to go ahead and conceal this. I'm very gently using the brush to conceal the blemishes. I'm just going to use a little bit of corrector near the mouth as well. So there we go. I have corrected and concealed the face. Now the next step is applying the foundation. So the foundation that suits my skin tone, it's not any just one foundation. I have to use a mixture of two foundations. So I'm using MAC and I'm using their dark color, that's NC 45.5, and I'm using their fair foundation, that's NC 15. So I'm going to mix these two and I'm going to go ahead and apply it on my face. I'm just mixing the dark foundation now. And using my finger to mix it. Make sure when you're mixing two colors, first of all, both of the shades must be from the same brand. Like, don't try and pick up one color from MAC or from LA Girl and one color from another brand. Just make sure that whatever mixture you're doing, both of the foundations need to be from the same brand. I'm going to go ahead and take my finger. Now, I know that these colors match my skin tone. However, if you're trying to use a mix and match or using a foundation for the first time, please make sure that you do a swatch test by going ahead and applying a little bit on your neck and just see that it blends through properly like this. Yeah. So now I'm going to take my blender and I'm going to start with the foundation application. So we are almost done with the foundation application. Just a little bit left. So there we are. We are done with the foundation application. Now, once the foundation is done, I will be going ahead and applying highlighter on the highlighting areas. So I'll be applying highlighter on the ridge of the nose, on the center of the forehead, under the eyes, the cupid's bow, and a little bit on the chin. So the highlighter that I'm using is Tarte Double Duty Beauty, and it's shade N22. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a little bit and put it on my nose, on the center of the forehead, a bit under the eyes, cupid's bow, and a little bit near the jawline. Now, alongside that, I'm also going to go ahead and I'm trying something a little bit different. I'm also going to go ahead and take my contour brush and I'm going to apply contour as well. So I'm applying contour on the hollow of my cheeks. Then since I have a little bit of a double chin, I will be going ahead and applying the contour on my jawline. So this is just to give it a little bit of sharpness. And contour near my nose. Yeah. Now using a wet blender, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to blend all of this. So I'm starting with the forehead. Then the nose. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the under eyes. So need to make sure that this is blended in the upward direction. The cupid's bow. And then the jawline. You can also use a brush if you're not comfortable with a sponge. You can always use a brush as well to do the blending, but I prefer the sponge, so I go ahead and use the sponge. And then we just blend the contour on the chin and the jaw area so that it gives us a nice definition and sharpness in the jaw, since I have a very round and chubby face. There we go. Now, once the makeup is done, to set the makeup, I'm going to go ahead and apply powder. So I'm going to use translucent powder. I'm using the translucent powder from Chaparral. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the translucent powder. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it on the under eye so that there is no crease lines that would be formed. So I'm going to go ahead and set the makeup. So I'll begin with under eyes. I'm just going to apply a little bit more so that there is no crease lines that form. And once we are done with the entire makeup, I will go ahead and I will wipe it off. I will dust it off rather with a stippling brush or any big brush that I have. Now, I usually go ahead and apply after the highlighter, I apply the cream blush, but I will be going ahead and applying the cream blush and the powder blush at the end once the eye makeup is done. So I've also applied foundation on the neck, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply powder over here as well, because we don't want the neck and the face to look different. So where all I have applied the foundation, I'm just going to go ahead and apply powder so that the makeup stays set. So I'm done applying the powder on the face to set all the cream products, and now we will go ahead and we will start with the eye makeup and then go ahead and apply the powder products. So now on to the eyes. So for this look, I am going with a soft pink shadow. So before I go ahead and start with the shadow application, I will be going ahead and I will be setting the eyes with the concealer first. So I'm going to use a small blender sponge, and I'm going to go ahead and use a color that is a little bit lighter than my skin tone. And I'm just going to go ahead and dab it across my eyes. I'll do the same on the other side. Now once again, I'm just going to take my powder brush and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set the concealer with a bit of powder. So we have now applied concealer and we have set the concealer with powder. So our eyes are now ready to go ahead and start with the shadow application. So as you are aware, this is a soft pink daytime makeup that I'm doing. So the colors that I'm going to use are going to be really light. So I'm going to start with the color that I'm going to start with, that's to put on the lid. I'm going to use a flat brush, and the color that I'm going to use from my Be Perfect palette, it's called Funky. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a little bit of the shadow on my brush, just drop off the excess, and I'm just going to go ahead and lightly apply this right from the inner corner onto the whole lid. There we go. I'm going to do the same on the other eye. Right from the inner corner, the whole lid. Okay. All right, so we are done with the first color. I'm just going to take a clean blending brush and I'm just going to go ahead and blend this color very nicely. Do the same on the other side. I'm moving this in a circular motion so that it gets blended in properly. Now for the crease line, I'm going to use another brush, and the color that I'm going to go ahead and use is a lighter pink that's called Pep Talk. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my small fluffy brush, wipe off the excess, and right over the crease line, I'm just going to go ahead and blend it. As you see, just on the crease line. And once again, I'm going to take my blending brush and I'm going to just go ahead and blend it. And I'll do exactly the same on the other eye as well. From the inner corner to the entire crease line. And just take a blending brush and blend it in well so that both the colors are mixed in appropriately. So you see here both the pinks blended it well on the eye. I'm just going to take a little bit of this color called Foolish. It's almost pinkish peach color. And I'm again just going to use that as well a little bit on the crease line. And a bit on the outer V. Just going to blend away. Now, since these are really bright and pop-up colors, I don't put a lot of kohl because I love kohl. And for this look, I'm not going to apply any kohl either on the upper eyelid or on the lower lash. I'm going to just tight line the eyes. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick the waterline up and I'm going to apply black kohl on the waterline. So it gives, you know, a nice look. Now for the lower line, I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm just going to take a little bit of color. I'm going to mix a little bit of light brown and dark brown. and just gently smudge it. So just a little bit of dark brown and light brown, and I'm gently going to go ahead and smudge it here. I'm going to do the same over here as well. So this look doesn't require any kohl because you're going to try and make like a dewy, fresh sort of a look. So you don't require kohl. Kohl will just spoil the entire look. I'm just going to take a little bit of pink. Just a little bit of pink towards the corner of the eye. I'm just blend it in an upward direction. So I'm using the color Funky over here, if you're wondering which pink I'm using. I'm just going to take my pencil brush and just smudge it. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use a highlighter over here, and I'm going to highlight the inner corners of the eye. So I'm using my favorite palette, that's the Ofra Glow Up palette. So I'm going to take a small brush and I'm going to go ahead and use this silver color for the tear duct area. Just going to make a small V over here. Just a little bit. Now, if you'd like, what you can also do in this look is you can also go ahead and apply some glitter on top. So I have got glitter in my glitter palette as well. I have this glitter palette from Muse. So it's got like really beautiful glitters. I mean, if not on this look, you can go ahead and apply this glitter on any other look that you ever try in the future. I use this. I use my Be Perfect palette, and I also have a small glitter palette here, which is from Chamasi. So this is it. So I'm just going to take a small brush, and I'm not going to apply too much, just a little bit, just to give that extra, oomph look to it. And I'm just going to apply very little, not too much, very little. You can also if you have loose glitter, you can also use loose glitter as well. But this time I want to use the Charmacy glitter. So I've just applied a little bit of glitter. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply some blush. So I'm starting from the apple of my cheeks, right up to my temples. And I'm going to take my blender and I'm just going to blend it in. I'm doing the same on the other side as well. And now to set this cream blush, I'm going to use my powder blush. So the blush that I use is a blush palette from iMagic, and I'm going to use the soft pink one over here. So I'm using this one, if you can see. I'm going to take my blush brush and just tap it a little bit, a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my chin, just to go ahead and give it that flushed out look. Just blending it well. I think I got a little bit too much of blush on the nose. So I'm just going to go ahead and use a clean brush and just blend it out. There we go. Just blend this blush as well from the cheeks. And now I'm going to use a highlighter on the cheeks, on the nose, and a little bit on the Cupid's bow. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a fluffy brush. And the color that I'm using is this one, the rose gold one. So just a little bit on the brush. And the same on the other side. And the ridge of the nose. The tip of the nose. And some on our Cupid's bow. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shape my brows. So I'm using the palette that is from PAC to fill my brows. So before we end this look, I'm just going to give you a recap of what all I have done. So I have done my base with foundation. I have used corrector, concealer, and liquid highlighter. Then I have gone ahead and used liquid blush, used powder highlighter on the high ends of the face, done my eye makeup, contoured my nose and my face. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply a little bit of highlighter on the brow area. So I'm just going to take just a tad bit and I'm just going to go ahead and put it on the brow area. So I'm using the same highlighter palette, that's the Ofra one. Okay. And then I'm just going to go ahead and apply a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit. We've already used cream contour. However, I'm just going to go ahead and use a little bit of powder contour near the nose, not too much, but just a little bit. There we go. And for this look that I have done today, I'm going to go with a soft pink lipstick. I don't want too bright a lipstick because we have everything pink. We have a pink attire, we have pink eyes. So I'm thinking I'll just go ahead and I'll use a little bit of pink and a little bit of brown and mix it well and make it like a soft pink. Okay, that's a little bit too dark. So we go ahead and tone it down a bit. And we have our soft pink. Just giving shape to the lips. The pink went a little bit too light, so I'm just adding a little bit of color. So guys, here's our final look. I hope you enjoyed watching this simple daytime pink makeup look that's really perfect for any daytime outing. If you have any feedback for us, please do share it in our comment section and hit the bell icon for further notifications of when we upload new videos. Thanks for watching. Stay glowing. Bye bye for now.